Hello, wonderful people of the internet. This is Simply Healthy Living, bringing you healthy food that tastes delicious every week. Do you ever feel like having dessert for lunch? Me too. Way too often. Here in Norway, kids bring their matpakke or lunchbox to school every day, and we would always envy the kid who had a birthday the day before because they got cake with sprinkles. But my mom is a godsend, and every now and then she would bake honey oat muffins, and I would be the kid who had a muffin in her lunchbox several days in a row. I think that was probably the coolest I ever got as a kid. But there's one big advantage of those honey oat muffins that I didn't come to appreciate until I became an adult, with an adult metabolism. And that is that they're also super healthy. No refined sugar, no butter, and almost no plain flour. One muffin packs about 5 grams of unsaturated fats, 3.5 grams of protein, and 2.3 grams of fiber. Plus, it has some traces of all the vitamins except vitamin C, and some potassium, iron, iodine, zinc, magnesium, phosphorus, and probiotics from the sour milk. I mean, damn! How does this muffin still taste so good? I have to hide them from my boyfriend so he doesn't eat them all in one go. So, if you need a treat that works just as well for dessert as a lunch edition, here they are, the honey oat muffins. So for these muffins, you'll need 1.5 cup of oats, 1.5 cup of bran, 1 teaspoon cinnamon, half a teaspoon salt, 1 cup sour milk, 3/4 cups liquid honey, 2 eggs, half a cup of vegetable oil, 1 cup flour, 2 teaspoons baking powder, and finally raisins and chopped almonds to your liking. I recommend plenty. Now, as you can see, this recipe is vegetarian but not vegan. So if you're cutting dairy and eggs out of your life, I suggest you check out my decadent black bean brownies here instead. You're going to start by preheating your oven to 190 degrees Celsius or 374 degrees Fahrenheit. Why countries use Fahrenheit as a common temperature measurement is beyond me. I mean, the freezing point of water seems like a lot more sensible reference point for your everyday man, but oh well. Then you take your oats, your bran, some cinnamon. Ooh, got some eggs trying to run for it. They must have heard from the neighbors what I do to eggs. And then some salt for flavoring. Finally, you add your sour milk, in Norwegian called kefir. I don't know why. Sour milk has plenty of probiotics, which is great for your gut bacteria. Imbalance in your gut bacteria has been associated with a number of health issues, including depression of all things. So eating these muffins might actually be an investment in your mental health. Or hey, at least in placebo. Mix it all together and allow it to stand and get to know each other for about 30 minutes. Once they're all friendly, it's time to add your eggs. Beat them lightly in a separate container first to make it easier to incorporate evenly. Then it's time for your liquid honey. This is a sweetener of this recipe along with the raisins, so if you're skipping the raisins, I suggest you add some extra honey. Then is your oil. I used olive oil, but sunflower, rapeseed, they all work. Fats are my favorite part of meals. I would always choose dinner-like foods over desserts when my parents took us to cabins in the woods. What type are you? Sweet tooth or grease fingers? Leave a comment below and let's see what's more common. Okay, back to the recipe. When all of this is nice and incorporated, it's time for your final dry ingredients. You can mix this together in a separate bowl first, but I've been lazy and put everything straight into the batter before, and it didn't ruin the muffins, so if you don't have a dishwasher, feel free to save on the extra washing up. If not, then mix together your flour, baking powder, and baking soda before adding to the mix. I used a combo of plain flour and whole wheat, but I honestly think that it would taste just as good with all whole wheat flour. Finally, add your raisins and some chopped almonds. I forgot to film putting in my almonds, so you only get to see the raisins. When that's mixed in, bring forth your lined muffin tray and start spooning the batter out. These muffins don't rise that much, so you can fill them pretty high, about 3/4 without worry. Then, when they're all filled, pop them in the oven for 15 minutes. Mine are friggin' perfect after exactly 15 minutes, so don't leave them in for much longer unless your oven is super slow. Now it's time to check these puppies out. Press gently on the top of a muffin or two to check if they feel firm. That's the sign that they're done. Now I only have one muffin tray, so whoop, out they go, so I can repeat the whole process. As I said, these muffins are perfect for a kid lunchbox. They also freeze well and store for quite a few days before they're going stale. Store them in a plastic bag or make them into a little food pyramid like I'm doing here to show off to your family and friends. And that's it. You're ready to enjoy your muffins. If you liked this video, be sure to share it with someone you think might need a treat this weekend. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some honey oat muffins to enjoy. Take care.